So very good afternoon to all. Am I audible?
Morning, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So we just wait 2 minutes more and later we have started our live. Why there's only 3 people? What about others?
Don't know.
Okay. So in this particular lab, we discuss about the different signals, implementation of the signals, and the different system which may be helpful for implementation of the any circuitry. So in this particular syllabus, the first part is the signal and system, where we had discussed about the different signals, basic kind of the signals elements like a continuous signals, sinusoidal signals, uh, RAM signals, discrete signals. So this kind of different signals which may be required for the different application. So we discuss about the different signals as well as the system. Okay, where the system is nothing but about what are the signals you are given as an input. Somehow you have to process it. So this is called the system. So like if I given the example, it's a linear time invariant system. Linear system means if uh, anything in an input side is changed, so definitely output side is also the change. Okay, so all of you are implemented some of the basic circuitry like a voltage divider on your any one of the lab. Okay, using the breadboard you are implement the some voltage divider circuit where the voltage is basically half of the input signals. So in this particular circuitry, whenever there is a change in a input voltage, it may be possible there is a change in a output voltage. So this circuit, it's a, some kind of a system which is called like the linear in nature. Okay, linear means if the voltage is changed at the same time current is also the change. So both are independent to each other. Sorry, both are independent to each other. Time invariant means it may be a, based on the some input signals as well as the delay or maybe a future of this input signals. Okay, like if I'm considering the x of n and if I'm consider x of n minus 3, so x of n minus is the previous samples where you are taken. So this is basically time invariant. Okay, so memory signal is also possible, time invariance is also possible, stable signal is also possible. Okay, like you can consider sinusoidal. So sinusoidal have a, like a fixed amplitude will be moving with some range, so it's some kind of a stable signals. But if you see the exponential signals, okay, like there the amplitude is continuously increasing with the exponentially, or maybe amplitude is continuously decreasing with the exponentially, so this is the unstable signals. So this is all about the continuous signals, maybe a continuous time domain, or it may be a frequency domain, or maybe a different LTI system. Okay, now how many of you are knowing the time domain signals? Number 15.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by the time domain signal?
नहीं खबर सर.
Number 5.
which varies with respect to time.
Okay. Number 3. And domain number 3. 13.
No idea, sir.
Okay. So like you are seeing the signal which may be generated by the function generator. Okay. Like you are generated 1 kilohertz, you are generated the 10 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz. So this signal is changed with respect to time. So your x-axis is your time, and your y-axis basically a amplitude for any kind of the shape of the signal. Either it may be a sine, it may be cos, any kind of your ramp, any kind of the square signals. This signal is called the time domain signals. Okay, but there are so many applications where we require the frequency domain signals. Okay, so frequency domain is basically what, instead of the x-axis we are taking as a time, now we are converted the x-axis basically a frequency. Okay, and y-axis is similar to your amplitude. So like consider the 1 kilowatt signals, so I can easily find out the time required to complete a one samples. So can anybody tell me what is the time required to complete one samples for the 1 kilowatt signals? Nobody knows. How to find out the frequency of any signals?
1 by t.
Yeah, it's a 1 by t. So already I'm telling you the frequency is 1 kilohertz. So it's a 1 divided by 1 kilohertz. So the time required to complete one samples, one sinusoidal wave, it's a 1 millisecond. Okay, so 1 millisecond is basically a time. Okay, so if I want to represent in a frequency domain, what we are considering, the x-axis is basically frequency. So like you are considering 0 hertz, 1 hertz, 2 hertz, 3 hertz, 1 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, up to the 10 kilohertz. So x-axis is your frequency, and the y-axis similar to the amplitude. So if your signals have a 1 kilohertz, so there is a one spike on this 1 kilohertz which have a some amplitude. Okay. So this is called the frequency domain signals. Why it is essential to deal with a frequency domain? I just give the example of your smartphone. Already you are knowing, in a smartphone we are inserted the some SIM card, and we are using some different service provider like a Vodafone, Tata, Reliance, Geo. Okay, so these are the different service providers. They are transmitting us some data at a some range of the frequency. Like a Vodafone have assigned some particular band of the frequency, and they are transmitting some data. Geo have some different bands, and they are transmitting the data in this particular frequency. Okay, so they are deal with a frequency. So in a free space means in a air, there are so many signals which is available to receive it. There are infinite number of the signals we can consider will be present near maybe a surrounding you. Okay, but your mobile phone or your smartphone will be understand according to the whatever the filter you are putting. So in this case, whatever the filter, whatever the signals we required, then we just filter out this required signals, and rest all the signals will be just block. Okay, so it's according to the frequency domain. Okay, they are not discuss about the time domain. So we also discuss about this time domain signals as well as the frequency domain signals. So there is some conversion is required like a time to frequency. So there is a two different method. One is the Fourier series as well as the Fourier transform. Okay, this is very essential to deal with any communication system, because most of the communication we are deal about the frequency domain analysis. Okay, so these are the conversion method for time to frequency domain. Now we are moving towards the communication subject. Okay, this subject or electromagnetic is basically related to your communication side. Okay, so somehow you are converted this time domain to the frequency domain. So we discuss about this Fourier transform, DTFT, discrete time Fourier transform, discrete Fourier transform. These are the some of the examples. Okay. We also discussed about the Z transform for implementation of the any LTI. Maybe you hopes all of you are knowing the Z transform. It's a simple conversion. Maybe you are studying a math subject. Okay, and we also discuss about the samplings. Sampling means like you are transmitting the one sine wave. Okay, instead of the sine wave, if I am taking the only the samples, if we are taking only the samples, then this samples will be a some kind of a given to the some processing unit, and this system will be process your data and will be generate the same signals as the sinusoidal. So we are trying to find out the sampling of the signals and some kind of aliasing effect whenever there is a sampling is not correct. Yeah. So I think whole the uh, practical side, this subject is based on your MATLAB. So how many of you are knowing the MATLAB very well? Any one of you are knowing? Nobody knows what is the MATLAB? Number 5.
No, sir. I have not used, but I know that it is used for metric manipulation. But
So all
I
of
have
you are
not used.
just read the first time MATLAB. Tell me yes or no, so I can go with this basic part.
Yes, sir.
All of you are don't know about
Yes,
this
sir.
MATLAB software.
We have not used it, sir.
Okay,
We
okay.
know about
So we'll start with this
very
basic.
little.
So I'm just sharing the screen. So MATLAB is basically some kind of a matrix laboratory, and this is very essential to implement the any kind of your analysis in terms of the MATLAB to identify some process. Okay, so now onwards we are moving towards the MATLAB software, which may be required for implementation of some of the coding. So if you are getting the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically this is the default version of your MATLAB software. MATLAB is basically not a freely available, but you maybe downloaded the academic version where there is a 30 days license would be there, and you can utilize this one. Okay, so those who have desktop and laptop, you can start to install this one. And remember, this is not a free version. Okay, MATLAB is basically license version software, but you may be getting the some rights up to the 30 days, so you can utilize this MATLAB software. So this is a matrix laboratory. Okay, for each and every branches like a IT, computer, mechanical, mecha, you can use this kind of a software, electrical, EC. Okay, so there is a vast domain of this particular software. Now our basic part is, if you see where there is a mention is the academic license, this window is nothing but a command window. Okay, let us discuss what is the command window. I'm just give the overview of this MATLAB software. This is the command window. This is the folder. Means suppose you are design like in a C language, what you are doing, you are generating one file and you are write down some code and you are given as the extension is .c. Okay, in this case we are given as the extension is .m. .m is for the MATLAB. Okay, and you maybe also say this is the workspace. At a left hand side there is some workspace. Okay, so I think these are the some initial when you are start this software, you may be getting this screen. This is called the command window. This is called the current folder, means whatever the folder you are open it will be just mention over here. A workspace means you are doing some kind of a task in this command window, it will be by default stored as a workspace. Okay, now suppose if I give the example, suppose if I give mention a is equal to 2. So in a command window, it directly stores the value a is equal to 2. You may be seen over here. Okay, just see the workspace. In a workspace, there is also stored the value in terms of a is equal to 2. So we can consider at least 60 to 50% they are similar to our C language. Okay, but there are advanced version in terms of this MATLAB compared to the C language. Same way. Suppose if I mention the b is equal to like a 4. So see, there is a two variable will be generated in a workspace which have value is 2 and 4. Okay, and if I mention c is equal to a plus b, so these are some basic operation. Okay, now instead of this, suppose if I mention c is equal to a minus b, and if I make a one comma, now see what's happened. Okay, initially what I am taking two variable, and just addition of these two variable they are generated the answer. But if I mention c is equal to a minus b with a comma, so what is the difference? Can anybody tell me in a command window? Nobody getting the any difference?
It is B minus A.
Yeah, it's a minus b, not a b minus a.
Minus.
Answer is c, it's a
Well,
minus 2, it's right. But in a
yes, sir.
command window, if you see c is equal to a plus b without comma, they are display the answer in a command window. See, c is equal to 6. But whenever if I put with comma, they are not display the answer in a command window, but the answer will be directly stored in a workspace. So you can verify the answer in a workspace on your screen. All of you are getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So using this comma, suppose you have like a 100-line programs. Okay, so practically you are just write down something and each and every time they display answer, then maybe you there is a 4 or 5 pages are there. So instead of this one, if I make a comma without this generating the answer, they are stored the answer in a workspace and will be working fine. Okay, so it's request when you're using the command window, always put the comma if you don't require the any answer to display on a command window. Okay, definitely answer is there, but we don't want to see it. Yeah. Second is we are interested to generate a range. Like I am interested to generate a range from a is equal to 100. Okay, so it is possible like a 1 2 3. Suppose I'm given the 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, now see what's happened. Can anybody tell me what is this?
1 cross 1 matrix.
It's a 1 cross 1 or it's a 1 cross 4.
Yes, 1 cross 4.
Yeah,
1
because it
cross
is
4.
a one row and 4 column. Okay, so it's a basically some array. Array means there are so many elements in this particular a. Okay, so in this case it is a 1 cross 4 matrix, one row and the 4 column. Okay, same way if I just mention the same, and I'm changing the value any one of this, like consider as a 6. So see, with comma, the value is not displayed, but by default they are stored in a is equal to 1 to 6 for you may be seen in a workspace also. Okay, so suppose you are interested to generate some matrix. Okay, so you can use this array. Okay. Now suppose in this case it's a 1 cross 4, but we require like a 2 cross 2. Okay, so what we are doing, consider the x is equal to comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now see it. So whenever I want to change the row, you have to put a comma. Or if you're getting my point,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Whenever I want to change the row, so in this case, see it's a 2 cross 2 matrix where the first row is 1 and 2 and second row is the 3 and 4. So 2 row and 2 column. Okay, so this why that's why you can generate this comma. Same way if I am considering another example, x is equal to like a 3 cross 3. So 1 comma 1 0 1 comma 2 5 8 comma 0 2 3. Now it's a close bracket. Okay, remember it's a square bracket, it's not a simple bracket. Okay, so there is a 3 column and 3 row. which have a elements is 101, 258 and 023. Clear? So this is the way to can generate the matrix. Any matrix should be the possible. Okay. Same way, suppose what is the difference? Any one of you can tell me?
Null matrix.
Yeah, it's a null matrix. The reason is, see, suppose you are interested in a multiplication of the some matrix with another matrix have a zero values. Okay, but matrix size is quite larger. Like consider it's a 10 cross 10. So like you cannot use this method 0 0 0 comma 0 0 0. Okay, it's basically waste of the time. So what we are doing, instead of this one, we are using some command which is called the zeros. Okay, zeros, and if I mention it is 3, it means it is generated the 3 cross 3 matrix having a value is 0. If I mention the zeros 2, then it is the 2 cross 2. This part is clear? Any doubt for this case? Zeros?
સર
No, sir.
બધાય જુદા જુદા રાખવા હોય તો
Yeah, it is. Suppose you are interested in a like this way, like in this case, say it is a different values. Then you can use this one. But suppose you have already known this matrix is null matrix, then you can directly go with this command which is called the zeros. Okay, in a communication you require this kind of a matrix. Maybe in a later on all the subject you maybe identify this one. Okay. Same way, suppose we are interested in a mention the value it's 1. So what I'm mentioning, instead of the zeros, now it is ones. See this value. Clear? So using the zeros and ones, we can generate the identity matrix or maybe a zeros matrix with any number of the columns and rows. Suppose if I put the 10, then it is generate the 10 cross 10 matrix with a value is 1. Okay. Now suppose we are interested to generate a array which have a 1 row and 100 values, 1 row and 100 values like a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 up to the 100. So practically like you can do this one like a x is equal to comma 1 2 3. I think this is waste of the time. Okay, we cannot do or we cannot doing this kind of a programming. So what we are doing, instead of this one, suppose if I put starting with a 1 comma 1 comma 100. Now see, so what is the meaning of this statement? They are started with a 1, go up to the 100 with a interval of 1. So that's why 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to the 100. Clear? Same way, suppose y is equal to with 0 comma 0 0.1 comma 10. So they are started with a value 0, next value is 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3 up to the 10. Okay, so you can verify. Clear? So this is the way to utilize this array with a different interval. You can use any interval, whatever the interval you require, you can utilize it. Okay, and suppose I want to clear this window, you can consider CLC. If I press the CLC, it will be clear the command window. Okay, and if I put clear all, suppose CRE clear all, see what's happened. They are clear the workspace also. Clear? So using the CLC, it will be clear the command window, and using the clear all, it will be clear everything will be stored in a workspace. Now you can see the workspace, nothing is there. Clear? So this is also the AMR command, you can represent it. Now suppose you require the some multiplication of the matrix. So I am taking two matrix, A is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 0 1 and so this is we are taking one matrix, and second matrix we are taking is 0 1 1 2. This is the second matrix. Okay, now I want to multiply these two matrix. Okay, so if you multiply these two matrices, you have a two different mechanism. Either you can directly multiply these two matrix, or you are considering the element by element multiplication. Okay, so direct multiplication is also possible, like consider C is equal to this is the simple direct multiplication of this matrix. But because if you are dealing with a matrix, then always you are preferring the element by element. Okay, so if you are dealing with elements by elements, you can consider C is equal to dot multiply B. I think the dot is so. See, this is the element by element multiplication. Okay, so whenever you are interested in a matrix multiplication or matrix division or matrix addition by element, always put a dot before the multiplication, division, subtraction, everything. Hope so this part is clear. Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm not going to detail of this one because it's very easy. Like instead of this multiplication, you can go with a division, you can go with a addition, subtraction, everything is possible. But this is the, if I put the dot, then it is the element by element multiplication. Clear? So now we are taking one generation of the sine wave, and we have to display this sine wave. So just wait, I'm sharing the screen. So you can also find out this mean and max sum. Okay, it's very easy. Like if I give an example, like consider the A is equal to max bracket just wait, I think they are using the another bracket, verify it. Yeah, it's similar thing. So if you're getting the screen,
Yes, sir.
so see, in this case we are using one arrays which may be 1 2 3 any values, and if you the max, if I using the max command, you can directly find out which one is the maximum values. Okay, you can also find out the mean. So this is the mean value. So I can find out the mean, max, addition, average, everything is possible. Suppose you have a uh, 15 different value of the samples, and if I make it the average, then it is possible. Yeah, so then mean, max, and is also find out. Same way you can find out this sine wave generation using this plot. So you can utilize this command like consider x is equal to 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and we just plot it. For the plot you can use this x, plot x. So if you're getting the some figure on your screen,
No, sir.
you are not getting the any figure.
No.
Okay, just wait, I'll share now.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so using this plot x command, because there is a generation of the another window, so I think they are not displaying the same way simultaneously. Okay, so suppose I am first generated the x is equal to 1 2 3 4 and 5, and just plot the x. Okay, so you may be getting this kind of a figure. Okay, now same way if I'm using the some sine wave generation, so for the sine wave you can use this one. Getting the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see what I'm taking, we are taking the any value from minus 24 to 24, and we just divide with a 24. Clear? And we are plotting the sine x. So using this command, you may see the samples which may be this one. Or if you're getting the sine wave, basically it's a cos wave because
Yes,
it's a
sir.
reverse one. It's a 180-degree opposite. Okay. So what I'm doing now, I'm shifted to the MATLAB. So see, we are taking x is equal to, it's a similar minus 24 to 24. So yeah, they are started with a minus, so that's why. Suppose if I start with a positive one, then it will be positive. Start with a positive. Clear? And we plot it. I think they start with, okay, its reverse is not possible, that's why. And using the sign, suppose if I plot the cos, so you can see the graph. Now all of you are seeing the both are simultaneously. Okay. So see, this is the figure which may be generated whenever you by using the sine as well as the cos command. Okay. So instead of this one, suppose if I plot instead of this, I'm using the steam command. Now see, what is the difference of first and second one? Or if you're getting some kind of a samples on your screen,
Yes, sir.
okay, this is called the steam. So using the steam command, we are just taking the samples of your wave. Initially there is some cos wave, but we are just taking the samples. Clear? So that's why you may be getting some kind of a spike, but shape is similar. There is nothing is changed with the shape. Shape is almost similar. Hope so this part is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now in this figure you may be only plot the single graph. Okay. Suppose in this figure we are interested to plot a two graph. One is sine and one is cos. So what we can use? We can use the subplot command. So I just give the first I give the overview. What is the subplot? I'm just mentioning subplot. It's a 2 comma 2 comma 1 and make comma. Okay, now see I'm just subplot it and what you are getting, you may be seeing over here, or if you're getting the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
instead of
sir.
this whole figure, now it is a smaller one. Okay, right now that nothing is plot over here, but using the subplot what we can do, in a one window I can see the four or five figures simultaneously. Okay, now how you can plot it? You can see I'm just mentioning the subplot 2 2 1. So 2 2 means it's a 2 cross 2 matrix. Clear? It's a 2 cross 2 matrix. So maximum figure I can display it's a 4. And you can see in this figure there is a 4 type is this is first, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth location. And the last one is indicate the location of the figure. This part is clear? Last
Yes,
one,
sir.
it's a basically a location of the figure. Suppose I am interested at the third position. Third means 1 2 3 and 4. It's this one. So what you can write down? Subplot 3. So now see, because already first figure is already plotted, okay, and you are using the second one, so it is subplot 3. Now I want to display in a third location. Suppose I want to display this steam command, steam plot at a third location. So I'm just copy and just see. Now see, why they are not displayed at a first location? See, after the subplot, I'm just make it the steam. Suppose I want to plot any figure, then you have to first go with a subplot and then you can plot it or maybe steam it. Okay. So if you see the last two line, subplot 223, subplot 223. After the subplot 223, I'm just steam this, steam cos command. Then it will be display a cos at a third location. Okay, now I want to display the sine wave at a fourth location. So see, instead of this one, subplot plot 4, steam. Now see, or if you're getting the graph,
Yes, sir.
So the subplot and plot command should be clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
in
sir.
which location you have to plot it based on this last digit of the subplot command I can identify. So like a subplot 2 to 4. Okay, so maximum figure you can display it's a 4. Out of the 4, at which location I want to display the figure, it's a 4, last is 4, so that's why it is the fourth. And after the subplot, whatever you have to plot, it will be display over here. So right now after subplot 2 to 4, there is a stem command of the sin x. Okay, so it will be display the sin x with a sampling values. So this way how you can utilize this subplot command. Okay, same way suppose if I mention the subplot instead of it is 3 and 3. So what is the meaning of subplot 334? Any answer?
3 cross 3 matrix at 4th location.
Yeah, now you can see easily. So it's a 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, right now initially there are some values, is that's why they are mentioning this subplot 334. Okay, but see, at a fourth location you are getting the blank graph on your screen. 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. Hope so this part is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So same way you can utilize this any kind of the generation of the signals like a square wave, cos wave, sine wave. Okay. So now all of you just write down some basic command and just go with a MATLAB help. Anybody of you have a MATLAB right now? છે કોઈની પાસે MATLAB? Yes or no?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so those who are laptop and desktop, you can at least try to download it and try to implement it. Or you can use only academic version because these are the licensed version software, and you maybe uh, find out also the some crack version. Okay, so just maybe go with some academic version software because for understanding and for the basic operation you require only academic version. Okay, so I'm just pick out some of the command which may be already discussed over here and try to implement it in a MATLAB. Okay, so I think before the next lab at least try to install it on your laptop or desktop, and you can verify this command. And those who don't have a laptop and desktop, just go with a basic command. So I'm just picking this basic command. It requests to all just write down this basic command. Okay, so I just pick one by one. Write down the first one is create 3 cross 3 matrix. Create 3 cross 3 matrix. Create 2 cross 1 matrix. You are aware about this Scilab? Anyone of you are aware about this Scilab?
No, sir.
Okay. So suppose if you are not interested in MATLAB, you can go with a Scilab. Scilab is the open source software. So you may be also easily getting this software. It's almost similar to this one. Whatever the command will be right utilized over here, same command can be also implemented over there. Clear? So you can go with a Scilab also, it's fine. But whenever you are there is a physical classes are there, so definitely go with a MATLAB part because just have a licensed version of the MATLAB and it will be very useful for your EC students. Okay. So create the 3 cross 3 matrix, create 1 cross 2 matrix, identify mean, max, medium, identify mean, max, median, and sum of this vector. uh, perform the element by element multiplication and division. Perform element by element multiplication and division. uh, Use the plot command. Plot, subplot, x label, y label. Like in this case, when you plot the graph, we are not mentioning what is the x-axis and what is the y-axis. So using the x label as well as the y label, you can give the axis name. Okay, it's very easy to understand. You can easily find out the some basic plot in Google also. X label and y label. Title, like you are not mentioning this is the graph of sine wave, so it's a title is also useful. Hold on command. Like see, hold on command is basically for which purpose? In a single graph, I want to display one sine wave and one square wave. Okay, so if I first plot the sine wave and if I make it the hold command, and if I plot the second one is the cos, so sine and cos they are just overlap in a same figure. So this is called the hold on command and hold off command. Ones and zeros. So I think this is sufficient for the first lab. So any doubt for this? Any basic command?
No,
No,
sir.
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So I think why there is only 4 students?
खबर नहीं सर.
तो बाकी બધા ક્યાં ગયા? I think this is A batch.
Yes, sir. Yes,
हम्म.
sir.
So I think A batch at least 10 to 12 students are there. Yes or no?
15
Yes,
up
sir.
to 15 सर.
Up to
એમાંથી
15.
એક
So
નીકળી
I
ગયો છે.
think there are so many absent. Okay, so complete your work, whatever the work is assigned to you. At least try to install it because now you have sufficient time. You are at home, so you have sufficient time. Either go with a Scilab, and you can start the explore. What is the Scilab? It's almost similar thing. Nothing is changed. Okay, the difference is Scilab is an open source and MATLAB is basically licensed version. And if you are really interested in the MATLAB part, you can go with a MATLAB version, any academic version, and try to implement whatever the basic command we are performing. Clear?
Okay sir.
Okay. So I am requested the any students on the next lab, you have to just give me hint what you are doing. Otherwise, suppose you are not performing on a MATLAB or Scilab, definitely this is the loss. Clear? Because this software is also utilized for the so many subject like a signal and system, control system. Next one is maybe a ecom, decom. So it's a request to all, just try to complete your task. Okay, so any doubt for this case?
No sir.
Okay, so
No,
just
sir.
checking your attendance. Okay, your lab is finished now.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.